Hello, beloved listeners, and welcome to Snake People at the Movies, film criticism by people who actually like film. Join us as we dive into movies we love, movies we respect, and movies we wish we could unsee. It's the podcast where we talk about growing up and living queer, nerdy, and depressed online and at the cinema. From the kids who are once again defending the musical genre, it's Sneople at the Movies. I'm Ezra, I'm back.
I'm Helena, I'm also back.
I'm Maddie. I've been here the whole time. So yeah. I don't know what's wrong with y'all.
Do you want that in chronological order or alphabetically?
I want it by year, so I guess chronologically.
Yeah, that works.
I want it by decade.
Okay, so in 1991,
Wait a minute. I was more thinking because we were all taking a break last time when we were
sort of. So this is the Ezra's birthday episode that's coming out like a month after, well, like 3 weeks after my birthday. 2 weeks. Time is fake. I don't give a shit. So I'm 31 now. I'm still not the oldest person in our friend group because that's still Madeline, which I think is really funny. But yeah, I had some. Weirdly, anyway, there were some issues. Some of them were technical difficulties.
We had some weird tech issues happening, and we were like, you know what, rather than trying to punch this into shape, let's just hold off a couple weeks. So that's what we did. Mm-hmm. Welcome to late November. I had to do some mental math there. Ezra's birthday was obviously early this month, but who gives a shit? Ezra, what did you pick for your topic?
I picked, so going back to the well of let's talk about 70s movies by genre, vaguely, I was like, hey, you know what I love? I love movie musicals. You know what I love? I love movies made in the 70s. You know what I want to talk about? Movie musicals from the 1970s. The genesis here was me realizing that Fiddler on the Roof and Cabaret came out very, very close to each other. And then I got lost in the sauce of, like, thinking about those two things, and then I realized, like, about 2 hours ago that it's not that deep, idiot. Those are just two, sort of places and times that I feel are, like, ancestral to me as a Jewish person and as a queer person, and these are both musical portraits of them, on the verge of destruction, like, on like, you know, that, like, 1 minute to midnight, kind of, on the doom clock. Yeah, so totally. Not to get, like, super depressing or anything, but, yeah, movie musicals, not just about what we lost in the Shoah.
Yeah. It was the first time I had seen either of those movies. I had seen
so sad I didn't get to watch them with you.
I know. I had seen a production of Fiddler many years ago. I think in middle school. This may have been an our middle school thing, Helena, but I'm not 100% because I don't remember if I saw it in middle school or in high school. I have a remembrance of it being a school thing, but I am not 100%.
Oh, Fiddler?
It would have been it would have been probably at Center Stage, or it would have been...
There was a production that I remember seeing. I do not remember where it was.
I don't either. That was just because it was a big production. I remember it might have been like an off-Broadway or something. I remember it being pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, so... But that was obviously, like, decades ago. Like, a decade and a half ago at this point. But this is the first time I saw the movie, and we'll talk about it, obviously, in a little bit. But it was very satisfying to watch those both. They're both... I watched Fiddler today, and I, like, every time a song started, I was like, oh, I remember this song. And then within 30 seconds, I was like...
Yeah.
I think it's also really thematically appropriate in a way... This is, like, a really stupid tangent, but he doesn't listen to this podcast, so it's fine. I met the actor Danny Burstein the other day, who played Tevye on Fiddler on the Roof a few years ago, and who I saw in My Fair Lady revival in 2018, where he played Alfred Doolittle, and he won a Tony for Moulin Rouge. This Danny Burstein. He came into the store and he bought some cards. He was really nice. So he was helping.
So incredible timing.
He pointed out that some guy who had been in there before, kind of acting weird, who had been eating Shake Shack fries in the store, had left the fries strategically throughout various places in the store in, like, mugs and stuff. And so he was just kind of being commiserating with us, and so I was like, he has come just in time for us to record this podcast about Fiddler.
Yeah, absolutely.
Truly,
this is really why we delayed it.
Thank you, Danny Burstein. And
thank you.
Thank you, I guess, to the guy who decided he wanted to leave fries all over the store.
No, he doesn't get any gratitude.
No, okay.
He doesn't get shit.
Okay.
No, that anecdote belongs purely to you now.
Yeah. And to everybody who just heard it.
Because, I mean, but like telling a story of, oh, haha, yeah, that one time I, like, left Shake Shack fries all over a bookstore makes you sound like an asshole.
Well,
that time, I worked there, and that time somebody left Shake Shack fries all over the bookstore is, like, an amusing anecdote.
Well, the structure of it makes us wonder if he was the same man. Like, the chaotic energy of it makes us wonder if he was the same perpetrator who...
Matcha Man.
What if he's Matcha Man?
Matcha Man. For listeners, this is the man who poured matcha on our sale books outside. Not, like, accidentally spilled it, but, like, poured strategically a puddle of matcha.
Like, very specifically.
On the books outside.
That shit's that shit's expensive. Like,
so are Shake Shack fries. So,
I have never been to... Is Shake Shack an East Coast thing exclusively? Or is there just not a Shake Shack?
Mostly it's New York originally. Okay. It's pretty good.
Okay. I have never been to Shake Shack.
I have to say.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they're not that expensive, but they're expensive enough.
Yeah, but, like, I mean, in this economy...
It's like fancy fast food. It's like a Burgerville.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Now I'm hungry.
Sorry. So anyway,
no, it's okay. I have a Trader Joe's Spanish oven in the oven, which I'm saying out loud so that I don't forget about it.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty important.
It takes a long time to bake those things. So
this is true.
Anyway, that being said, I'm just gonna kick this off by saying I'm not even gonna fucking try to do a What We Sneep. It's been a while. My my probable ADHD has been really bad. And like the only two things I can remember off the dome watching are a double feature of Halloween Town and the Scooby-Doo live action with the zombies.
Huh?
The
first one?
Not zombies. The one where they're on like the island and people are getting possessed by I don't actually know what, because I think I was high and I wasn't really paying attention.
The one with the greatest ska album accidentally ska album known to man.
Okay, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway,
all ska and reggae.
Not the second one that isn't as good.
That was very funny. I do. Oh, and a bunch of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I've watched.
I was gonna say you'll remember a couple movies that you watched.
I mean,
with
when Maddie, when Maddie does their What We Sneep, I will jump in for the double feature that we watched. But yeah, I guess also my roommate and I are almost done with the first season of our rewatch of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And
hell yeah.
I'm getting justly dragged for the extent to which I imprinted my whole fucking personality and gender on Giles.
Of this I know.
And also how much I absolutely categorically want to fuck Anthony Stewart Head.
It's a problem.
It's ludicrous.
So
he's hot.
Thinking fondly of the time when I was on BuzzFeed, like fucking around on BuzzFeed, and I took two separate Buffy the Vampire Slayer quizzes, which was which Buffy the Vampire Slayer character are you? And the other one was which Buffy the Vampire Slayer could you date or something?
Yeah.
And I got Giles on both of them.
Yeah, you're Giles coded Giles girl.
Yeah.
Same.
Or I'm not ashamed of it.
No.
It's just being called out like that by a BuzzFeed quiz is usually pretty embarrassing.
Has anybody else on this call seen the videos of Anthony Stewart Head as Frankenfurter in Rocky Horror?
No.
Go Google that.
Okay.
The man looks
fuck this
real
podcast.
Good.
Hold on.
Yeah. Anyway, put this shit on pause. You two listeners, please pause this podcast and go look at Anthony Stewart Head wearing fishnets. You will be glad you did.
Come back.
We'll be here.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Oh
dear.
Well, okay now.
Maybe I should have done that before we started recording.
Or after.
So much.
Helena, drop that video in the chat so I can watch it later.
His garters are microphones.
Pardon me?
Wow. Wait, hold on, sorry. I have to share this.
Anyway, sorry to just, like, immediately get on here and fucking derail the shit out of the podcast that I requested the subject for.
Well, this is on topic,
You know,
because
happens to
Rocky
the best
Horror
of
is a 70s musical.
That is true.
Yeah,
Rocky
so it's on
Horror is
topic.
indeed a 70s musical.
Just gonna put this.
Oh
in
my
here.
god.
I know, right?
Right?
Hello?
Are they not,
I know,
like,
right?
See the little things holding his tights.
I see what you're talking about.
He looks
now.
so
Yeah.
good. It's really important to me.
Yeah,
Hi,
those
for the love of
boots.
God,
Hello.
Anyway.
Okay. Anywho.
Anyway, I love him. What? Huh? What? Yeah.
I am love him. Yeah.
Yeah,
Helena, please.
episode
the
art?
podcast.
Hmm?
No. No, I'm gonna get in trouble
Fair, that's
for
legitimate.
that.
No, I respect that.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Okay, I have seen a few things. I watched Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the 1978 one, at a party.
Fucking movie. I love that fucking movie.
Yeah,
So
it's
good.
real. It was really good. Because I was at a party downstairs, like in the basement, where all good parties hang out.
Yes.
And I was like half paying attention to the conversations around me and mostly paying attention to the movie. So that's how you know it's a good movie.
I'm just saying the marriage of sci-fi and the 70s paranoia thriller, exquisite.
Yeah, it's pretty tasty. I rewatched the first Silent Hill movie from 2006, which is a whole other kettle of fish. Rewatched Jennifer's Body and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World as a double feature, which Leigh and I determined the double feature theme there is like the aughts, like being a teenager in the aughts, which was really specific, and I think actually weirdly kind of worked. Rewatched Over the Garden Wall for Halloween. Watched Cabaret, as mentioned, for the first time. Z and I, with a friend of the show, Ben, did a double feature of Prince of Darkness and Phantom of the Paradise, and the theme there was we watched Prince of Darkness and needed something to chill out with.
That is the scariest movie that I have ever successfully sat through in my entire life.
I know.
Like, I have now seen the whole
It's so-
unofficial
I know, I'm really proud
Cosmic
of you.
Horror trilogy, which is The Thing, Prince of Darkness, In the Mouth of Madness. This movie is way scarier than The Thing. Like, The Thing is pretty scary. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, The Thing is, like, scary,
Yeah.
but this movie is way fucking scarier than The Thing. I do not understand how more people don't talk about it. I had literally never heard of this movie until I started going down, like, a John Carpenter rabbit hole. It whips!
It's
so
really good.
It's so
There's this
good.
one... Okay, if you haven't seen Prince of Darkness, like, literally, genuinely, stop listening
Watch
now.
it.
But one, watch it. Two, stop listening now, because I'm going to vaguely reference a spoiler that you really, 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 really don't want to get spoiled for. The Suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he's
When
the
he's-
guy outside of the parking
Yep.
lot, and he's, like, talking to all of them through the window,
Yeah.
and then,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna directly say, he collapses into bugs.
Yeah, his, like, the
Mhm.
head, the
And the
hands
suit,
fall
like,
out,
falls
and then
apart.
the head falls off, and then
Yeah.
it collapses because it's been full of
Yeah.
bugs the whole...
Yeah, incredible effects.
So
So
good!
I was always really freaked out by the shared nightmare that they all have. Like,
Also
the-
extremely scary.
So
Very,
good.
very
And you get to
scary.
the end, and it's the nightmare has changed.
Yeah.
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 And now it's her.
Yep.
And it's like 10 years later
Yep.
or whatever. There's also the part where it's, I think I mentioned this to you, Helena, but like the double, I love a double dream where
God,
someone is
me
having
too.
a dream, wakes up like, thank God that dream is
Yeah.
over, and it's revealed to be another horrible dream.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And that was one of the like big jump scares for me. I found it scary, right? But I think my fear threshold is like much higher than I thought it was, because both you and Ben were like pretty freaked out, and Ben is pretty good with horror. But I was like, oh, this is like entertaining, but I'm not like scared right now.
Yeah.
But it's either, but that jump scare really
That
got
got
me.
all of us.
I
It was
jumped out
so
of my
funny.
fucking seat. Was her in the bed. Oh my god.
And then we were like,
so
pardon
good.
us. Or then we were like, stop, we have to go build some Legos and watch a deliciously unhinged
Stupid movie. Yeah. Phantom of the Paradise is every movie at once.
Yeah.
All at the same time. It's very fun. It's a movie that my dad recommended to me one of the last times I went to go see him, which I think is very funny. He was like, have you seen Phantom of the Paradise? And I was like, Papa, I have no clue what you're talking about. And he was like, you have to see this movie. It's insane.
I had
Yeah.
never heard of it until Ben
Yes.
Oh
and
yeah,
you and
I've
Ben
been
started
meaning to
talking
watch
about
it for a long time, but I haven't gotten.
Hell,
around
it's
to
really
it.
I
worth
will
it. I think it's really
absolutely
fun.
rewatch it with you.
Yeah.
It was glorious.
I think it's worth a shot. I think it's very fun. It's very like weird and interesting, and I think executes a lot of stuff pretty well.
Yeah.
But you're still at the end like, all right then.
You're like, yeah. You're like, well, that movie never for 1 second pretended to be anything other than what it was.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Brian De Palma flick.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, and he went on to go make a lot of like cultural touchstones, but he did make Phantom of the Paradise first. Or second, I guess that was his second ever movie, which I love that he was like, I'm just gonna get this one out of the way, and then we're gonna move on. Make Mission Impossible or whatever.
Mission Impossible.
and then I watched Fiddler, as I said earlier today, which was really good and made me cry a bunch.
Yeah, dog.
I'm still behind on Andor. I think I'm just gonna wait for the season to be over and then catch up, so I can get it all done at once. I know, I'm sorry.
I have to start. I have to start over because see above re. I can't fucking concentrate on anything. So
I just need somebody to scream.
But we're pretty close to the end, I think. So
yeah.
I think there's one more episode after today's episode.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so next week will be the final, and next week I'll sit down and just barrel through it, probably.
Nice.
I have to be up pretty early for an appointment, so I'll get home at 10, and then I'll just be like, "Great, here's what I'm doing today."
I don't want to spoil too much, but to sweeten the pot a little bit.
Sure.
As some of you who are maybe caught up on Andor know, and Maddie already knows this, Andy Serkis is in Andor, fucking
I can't wait,
killing it. He's killing it. I don't know.
Not shocking at all.
Yeah, I mean, he's great, and I just love when Andy Serkis.
I have a vague idea of what his role is too, which I think is I'm fascinated to see how he pulls that.
And it's always great to see Anton Lesser, even though he's not really doing anything except being a British Imperial officer. I know, but I love him. Anton Lesser's also employed. I love seeing him.
But he's good. He's good at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I just see Anton Lesser, and it just improves my mood.
I literally I had a reaction that some people would have had to seeing Harry Styles on the street when I was watching Andor at home, and I heard his voice, and I was like,
I did that when I realized that F. Murray Abraham was the voice of the bird-headed god dude in fucking Moon Knight. Yeah. I was like, that's F. Murray Abraham! Whom I love very much.
I love old Ben.
Have you guys... Wait, Maddie, have you ever watched Amadeus?
No.
Okay, one of these days we have got to all sit down and watch Amadeus and then do a podcast episode on it, because Amadeus rewired my brain a little bit.
Amadeus fucks.
It does. It absolutely does fuck. It does.
It's just
I've seen random clips of it.
So you should just everybody should just read it if you can read plays.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know sometimes some people find it harder. So it's just great, and see any version. There's the National Theater.
Yes,
did a version.
There is a National Theater Live that I think is available. Because you can rent National Theater Live stuff now.
You can. They made it available. I saw it when they made a bunch of their stuff available to stream. It was
Thank
great.
fucking God.
I know, right? I can finally.
I was tired of having to go to that place in town to watch any, because it was always what did they want to show, and also I have personal beef with them. So that's what I've seen.
Okay.
Helena, what you got?
What have I seen? TV wise, I've been watching more Soup. I'm so sad. I'm already on season 4 of Black Sails in my rewatch, which means it's going to be over soon. But because I have to start all over again. I'm all caught up on Andor. I literally, as of 20 minutes ago, was just finishing watching the And Then There Were None adaptation, which I started multiple times but never finished.
Oh, really?
Z and I watched that many years ago.
Yeah, right when it came out, I think.
And I haven't seen it since then.
I got my ex-roommate to watch it because he likes murder mysteries, and both of us were just sitting there wow, we are such homosexuals every single time Aiden Turner was on screen.
It's so bad. Because, so I know what happens, right? So that's part of it. I read the book. But
that was really fun, because the first time I had seen it, I had no idea. I had no clue what the plot of that was, which was very fun.
And I don't remember.
I mean, and when I was reading the book, too, I was I'm not really the kind of person who's able to think ahead of mysteries or outsmart them.
Me neither.
especially when they're like really well written. But I was like, I don't fucking know. And then
I'm the kind of person who tries to figure out the mystery as it happens, but it depends. With any of the like, I have different issues with Agatha Christie, obviously, but she's pretty good at like.
That's the problem,
tricking
right?
me into
She's
not getting the mystery.
Politically, she's a really terrible, terrible.
Execrable.
She's an English woman from the 1930s. She's the caricature. I just read The Mousetrap, the play The Mousetrap yesterday, and the also had no idea what was going to happen, and I was like, oh, that's the ending? Okay. The sort of character type that she puts in a lot of her stories of the really fussy old spinster with like really backwards opinions on a lot of things. I'm like, that's just you though. Sometimes when
love your self-insert, Agatha.
Look in a mirror, girl.
So there's that, but then
anywho.
she's just like she's so good at crafting a mystery is the thing about it. Anyway,
it's frustrating. Yeah, but neither here nor there.
Burn Gorman, Toby Stephens, Aidan Turner, and Sam Neill in this version.
Yeah,
no, I forgot that they were all in it. I just remember Aidan Turner because I'm gay.
Of course,
but like
Charles Dance and and Miranda Richardson. But like for gay reasons, Toby Stephens, Burn Gorman.
I remembered that Burn Gorman was in it, but I forgot that Toby Stephens was in it.
Toby Stephens is it's so great to watch him in this after like shoveling all of Black Sails into my mouth for the past 2 months because I'm like, I mean, he's he's so obnoxious and so awful in this show, but in this and then There Were None, but because I've seen him doing a lot of similar stuff in Black Sails for different reasons. Like we've talked about this before, and I don't want to get too into the weeds about it, but one of the things that's great to watch him do on Black Sails is that he is constantly playing a completely different person than who he is. He is constantly putting up a performance, and he is holding so much back. He's constantly holding so much. So to see him try and do that and then let go a little bit because he's going hysterical in this show, and he like the whole joke being that he's a doctor who treats women's hysteria, heavy air quotes, but then he's like the first one to like freak out and go hysterical.
Lose his shit.
It's just so beautiful when Toby Stephens' voice cracks, and I love it when he does that. And yet I'm gay for him, and what can I say? He's there.
I remember it being a show full of terrible people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah.
I love a show full of people that suck.
You don't want any of them. Aidan Turner's playing a kind of like Philip the Bastard.
Oh, but he's so hot. Oh my god, he's so hot.
He just stands around. He's like, yeah, I'm the worst person. I'll fully admit that.
Yeah,
I killed,
he's like,
I
know
people.
I'm the worst. I know I'm the worst person in the room, but look
look
how exquisitely I lounge.
Yeah, and look at my tiny waist and the way and my Irish accent.
It's unreal.
Everyone's always like making fun of him for being Irish, and he's like, I'm just owning it over here, baby.
He's so skinny. It's like kind of creepy, actually.
I love him.
Yeah. I am obsessed. It is true.
He's pretty great.
Anyway,
I watched that. Which reminds me, I have a hard out at least like 24 minutes before 12 so I can finish watching this episode.
Okay.
I'm always watching Star Trek, so that's just a thing. Movies wise,
Oh my god, I started watching TNG again. Sorry, I forgot to mention that, but it is very important.
That's right.
My best friend TNG. I love her.
I am thrilled and always blog about or always put something in the Discord about TNG because I will hit that shit up.
The most recent episode I watched was the one where Data and Geordi are doing Holmes and Watson, and like so tasty. Yep.
They're everything.
They're in love.
They're in love.
And Picard is also in love with Data, so that's crazy. Anyway.
It's so crazy that after all of that, Star Trek Picard was like, hey, what was Endgame? Picard Data.
It's so crazy that I'm in love with Data too. I remember when they're like,
all of us are in love with Data.
Because of like Geordi's visor, like Data literally like glows in Geordi's vision because of the various circuitry on, and they did absolutely. Anyway, I'm gonna not talk about this. I'm gonna get so upset.
Anyway, sorry for interrupting.
Anyway, no, you're fine. I'm going way too long on this. The Banshees of Inisherin, I saw it. It's great. I'm so happy.
Oh, maybe I'll go see that this weekend.
You absolutely should. I'm like, we talked about this in length outside of the podcast, but like, obviously In Bruges is a very important movie to me, and I feel like nothing's gonna be quite as special to me as In Bruges, and so I'm not like expecting that, but I do think it's a very strong possibility, and I'll have to decide after seeing it again that this is probably his best film.
Really?
Just in terms of like, you know, how far he's come as a filmmaker. It's crazy to think about like In Bruges, just like his first movie, because like, fuck you, but like he's and also I think a testament to how much people love In Bruges, that he made like 2 very mid movies after In Bruges, and people were like, no, Banshees of Inisherin is going to be good though, I promise.
Yeah, everyone was like, no, you don't understand. That Martin McDonagh fucking sees something in the world that I need more of.
Yeah, get his ass, guys.
Not misogyny though. I could do without the level of misogyny.
And he's come far on that regard too.
Oh, good. It's just that I thought that 3 Billboards was a pretty good movie. I just never want to see it again. Like, I found it deeply unpleasant. I thought it was well put together and deeply, deeply unpleasant to watch.
Yes. I was, there were certain parts of it that I was really impressed by on a technical level or an acting level when I saw it. Yeah. Obviously, Frances McDormand was very good in it. She always is.
Also, we do not need to relitigate this.
No, also just like, it's not a good film.
That's fair.
He just doesn't need to be making movies about anything that is in that movie. But Banshees of Inisherin is great. Colin Farrell is great. Barry Keoghan is great. Brendan Gleeson's great. Carrie Condon's great.
God, I forgot Barry Keoghan's in this movie. Sorry,
Barry Keoghan is the sweet sauce. He's
freaks me out so bad, and I love it so much. He's such an unsettling person, and
I've never seen that kind of energy that he has been used so exquisitely before this, because there's a part in the movie where I was just like, he just like genuinely like moving, and I was like, oh. Like he's a really he does stuff with this character that's just fantastic, that could be, you know, very, very different in less skilled hands. I love him. Colin Farrell's eyebrows, also Colin Farrell's best performance, I think, of his career, bar none.
Fuck yeah, all right.
Sorry for like hyping this up, but I really like that movie. I also saw Death in the Nile finally.
Yeah, I was gonna actually watch it before we recorded, and I kept forgetting because I don't really want to watch it.
You know,
I'll shut up. It's fine.
We've talked about this. I feel like once Gal Gadot is murdered, spoilers.
Yeah, it's a much better movie.
It's a much better movie. So it's really funny how exponentially
she's
better
very
it gets
bad.
when she's not on screen. She's so bad. It's not even like, oh, I hate you as a person. It's like, oh, you
were bad at your job.
That she has in this movie, I was like, why deliver?
You were bad at your job. That? I don't understand how. You know what? I don't need to know, but also like, ugh.
I'm not going to question it.
I still understand why she like keeps getting hired for stuff. Like, I'm like, Ken, why hire her?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, she's a big splashy movie star at the moment. She, for some reason, because she was in Wonder Woman.
Because she was in Wonder Woman, and she's tall.
And I think Ken Brand likes, you know, making movies where he can cast big splashy movie stars alongside British character actors and do his sort of thing with it. It's kind of what he's always done, right?
Sure.
I like that to a point. But like, oh my god, the casting director for this movie. Oh my god, mea culpa.
Ken at what cost?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for your loss. I mean, that and the Armie Hammer thing and the Russell Brand thing and the
so many things.
It's just like, wow. Anyway, yeah. I mean, it was like not that. It was not as bad as I was expecting it to be. Really, truly. And I'm just obsessed.
It's just
with
not as good as the last one.
Just not as good as the last one, and I am I'm obsessed with Kenneth Branagh's determination to give himself a boy best friend and everything that he does.
This is like, I'm gonna do a whole episode. Like, we're gonna do a whole episode on this someday.
A mini episode on Kenneth
and
Branagh's boy besties.
It's just gonna be Ken Branagh and like his like my character needs to have like a fucking like charged relationship with a slightly younger man who's just around. Give me Arthur Hastings. Yeah. Give me Arthur Hastings. Stop fucking around and give him to me. I will shut up now. Let's talk about movie musicals.
All right. Wait, hold on. Let Helena finish.
No,
you gotta
get
through this, man.
Barely.
I
Practical
need to be
Magic.
stopped.
I watched Practical Magic. I watched Hellraiser. Love Andrew Robinson. Very good. I watched both of the Conjuring movies on Halloween. That was freaky. I watched Cabaret. Obviously, we'll talk about that. I rewatched Carrie with Leia. That was very fun. I think that was Leia's first time, but
yes.
Rewatching it. Very, very good time. Also, Brian De Palma. Thanks, man. I watched Benediction, which I want to spotlight really quickly because I think that's a movie that people should see that came out this year. Another thing where Anton Lesser showed up and I was like, hey! Keep Anton Lesser employed. Also Peter Capaldi, obviously. This is the new Terrence Davies film about Siegfried Sassoon. It's really
I need to
good.
see that.
You do. It's, yeah. I think you will enjoy it. It's very, very heartbreaking and very, very good. I saw Barbarian. Yep. Stuff happened in that one. I rewatched This Is the End, which was on Netflix, so I put it on when I was making dinner. Like, I'm only gonna watch like 20 minutes of this, and I was like, oh wait, fuck, I forgot that I really enjoyed this movie, even though it's really stupid. And so I watched the whole thing. Sorry. And then I watched Predator for the first time last night because I've been reading this book called Predator, a memoir, movie, and obsession by Ander Monson, which is, he's seen Predator, by his count, 146 times. And
wow.
He uses that as a way...
Me with Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, I get it.
Yeah, no, for real. We've all been there. And he uses Predator as like a way to talk about like his relationship with Predator, to talk about like masculinity and his own masculinity, but the problem of it in America and like gun control and our obsession with like death and murder. And it's like, it's so... I finished it this morning. It's so good. But like, I hadn't seen Predator before I started it, so I read most of the book before watching it, and it I'm sure I would have enjoyed it even if I hadn't read it, but it massively enhanced the viewing of it. I was like, oh, this is the part that he was talking about.
Oh, fascinating.
I should read that book then.
Yeah, me too.
Because I want to watch Predator. That's one of those, like, it's a cultural touchstone for the U.S., and it's like, I'll get around to seeing that someday, but I'm like, oh, I should read that book first.
Yeah.
It sounds interesting.
It's very good.
Sick.
I highly recommend it. And that's what I've seen. Okay, let's move on.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it to it.
Okay. I don't have a whole lot of notes for this episode, but...
All right, let's go balls to the wall then.
Yeah, let's just go. We've got the Wikipedia page for movie musicals of the 1970s open, and it's a weird spread.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, can we talk first about, like, specifically, or, like, I want to talk about Cabaret and Fiddler.
Yeah.
And, like, because you brought up, like, an interesting, this was weeks ago, an interesting idea, which I kind of went into both of these movies with, having never seen them. And I don't know, I think that there's something there that I kind of want to pick at a little bit, though obviously my perspective is not going to be quite the same for Fiddler, specifically.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, yeah, it was, I feel like I'm gonna paraphrase myself badly, but I was thinking about how the thing about both the world of Cabaret and the world of Fiddler on the Roof is that by the time those pieces of media were made, like the musicals were written, and then especially by the time the movies came out, those are places that so much only exist in the imagination. Those are places that in a very real way are so rendered inaccessible by the history that happened afterward. Because this is something I think about on a semi-regular basis whenever people are like, oh, you know, like, I want to go, I, like, know what town my family is from in Ireland, or I want to go to, you know, I want to go back to where my family is from. And every time I think that, the thing is that there's nothing to go back to. I could go to the patch of ground if I could find it, but the world there does not, there's no continuity. The continuity exists only in the imagination. And something about the world of the musical, which requires so much imaginative buy-in from the audience, because you have to just accept that people break into song, is just there's an interesting marriage there. Even though Cabaret tries to kind of because the thing about the movie of Cabaret versus the musical, like the stage musical of Cabaret, is that all of the musical numbers in the film Cabaret take place inside the Kit Kat Club. That is the imaginative space within the imaginative space of the musical. I feel like I should have looked up what the logic there was. I really don't know. I can try to poke around and see if I can find any thoughts from the people who made it. And I remember being really...
I could hazard a guess.
Yeah, I have a few guesses. I remember being really annoyed about that the first time I saw the movie, because I felt like it was sort of like a cheap, like a cop-out in a way. But I really don't think it is. I really think it's like... Fiddler plays that a lot more straight with the fact that this is... And then you have it's all layers. It's all layers of imaginative landscapes. Because Fiddler on the Roof is based on Sholem Aleichem's Tevye the Dairyman stories, which are in and of themselves an imaginary version of the shtetl. They are not real. And they weren't really... Sholem Aleichem has I do not need to go down the rabbit hole of, like, literature and Jewish nationalism in the Haskalah, like the Jewish Enlightenment. I do not need to go down that road. But there's none of this is real. None of this has ever, it's not about anything that was actually ever real. It's about how we imagine that. It's an imagined past that is truer than the real past, because the real past is utterly and comprehensively inaccessible to us. Yeah, anyway. I have been thinking about this a lot, apparently.
Yeah, understandably so, because one, we were knowing we were going to talk about it for like a month. But also, like, what was the end of that sentence going to be? I don't know. It is gone. But
yeah, they're both very elegiac films. Like, they're both, everybody in the worlds of both of those knows that it's, 1 minute to midnight on the doomsday clock. Everybody knows that. Well, maybe they don't. They don't, but they do.
Yeah, I would argue that part of the point.
Ugh. Anyway.
I would argue the point here is that we, the audience, know it is 1 minute to midnight.
Yeah.
We, the audience, are watching. I said this in our group Discord, that the bar scene when Tevye agrees to marry his daughter, he's in the bar with all his community and also all of the, like, Eastern Orthodox Russians. And they have this really, really technically well executed dance where it is the combination of their two cultural forms of dance together. And I was sitting there thinking, like, God, this is such an incredible dance scene. This is really hard to do this kind of stuff. This is really well done. I know what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
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 And they don't. It is like, weirdly, it is like a form of horror, right? Similar to when you're watching a horror movie and you're watching the teen stick around or whatever, and you're thinking, like, part of the reason this is so terrible is because I know what's going to happen next. Yeah. I know when the joy, the relaxation, the celebration comes to an end. I'm watching the wedding scene, and I know the army's coming. I am watching Cabaret, and they're talking about the Nazis are not that big a deal, and I know about World War II.
Yeah,
there is a
so
it's that sorry.
No, go ahead.
There is that threat there, I think, in Fiddler, especially with the Russians, with the programs. Like, there's that, who is he, that general that he keeps running into, that they have that kind of like friendly relationship with, who earlier on is like, oh, it's not going to be too bad.
Constable.
No, we're not gonna murder anybody. It's
not a pogrom. It's a unofficial demonstration.
Right. They just, so there's that danger to, which I think makes the scene with the dancing scene with the two of them in the bar really interesting, because it's like kind of dangerous when it begins, but then it becomes something, and then you're like, oh, and then still later on it happens anyway.
Right after that, he runs into the constable, and the constable is like, hey, congratulations to your daughter.
Yeah. By the way,
we're going to have an unofficial demonstration. Yeah. And after that, Tevye turns to talk. I love the parts where he, like, talks directly to God.
Yeah.
That's, like, his way of processing. And he turns and he's like, he says this thing about, like, I know we're your chosen people, but do you always have to choose us?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of...
Sorry.
It's a very... There's such a specific sense of humor to Fiddler that I feel like is like, because I've seen the movie a bajillion times, like, since it was long enough ago that it was on 2 VHS tapes, because it's so fucking long. It's like Titanic and Fiddler on the Roof, 2 VHS tapes.
Because it's a full ass 3 hours.
Yeah, because it's a whole ass 3 hours. Yeah, no, you just sit the fuck down, motherfucker. We're going to...
That movie has an intermission.
Yeah, it does.
That movie has a full intermission.
I'm just saying, musicals were men.
It's not that I'm opposed to the concept of 3-hour movies. It's that if you want me to sit through a 3-hour movie, you better give me an intermission so I can go to the fucking bathroom.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I hate to bring
yes, go nuts.
Brecht into this, because I don't really want to. But in just examining the two, like, why all of the musical numbers in the film adaptation of Cabaret take place in the Kit Kat Club, because we know that's not the way that it is in the musical. And Bob Fosse, when he made the movie, was like, I want to make it as different. He's like, he wanted as little in common with the actual stage version. The only thing that he wanted from the musical was the songs. He even was like, I don't want Joel Grey, and the producers were like, you need to keep Joel Grey. Sorry. Like,
yeah, all right,
a really
Bob.
funny story.
I know you're a genius, but all right.
Was like, they clashed a lot, obviously, because Bob Fosse, genius, but he was an asshole. Was like, he wanted Joel Grey to do a backflip, and it was like the first day or something, and Joel Grey was like, I'm not gonna I can't do a backflip. And Bob Fosse was like, it's easy, and he like tried to do a backflip, and then he like fucking ended up in the hospital. So he was like, okay, so you're not, I guess I'm not doing
that's
a
Fosse,
backflip.
yeah.
Anyway, I feel like that's kind of, even though if it's not directly or purposefully Brechtian, I feel like there's a very big difference from the attitude or the style of the Fiddler adaptation and the style of the Cabaret adaptation, where there's that purpose of like distancing a little bit, reminding it that it's a performance. Where Fiddler on the Roof is very emotional and designed to be emotional.
Oh yeah, it's very.
It's a musical in the sense of, like, my stepmom does not like musicals. My dad and I are obviously theater people. The way she's like, I don't understand why they sing. You know, what people always say when they talk about musicals, I don't understand why they sing. And my dad and I's explanation is because they feel so strongly, they feel so much, there's nothing else to do but sing about it.
Yeah.
And that is what Fiddler is. There's nothing else to do but sing about it. I feel that
so much. What I really love in Fiddler, there's something that I thought about when I watched it this time through, which was the first time for me watching it since I was a kid too. That the dust, there was something about like the dust that was in two parts, but both in If I Were a Rich Man, where Tevye is dancing on the rafters and then the dust is like falling beneath him as he's dancing, and then later on in the wedding when they're doing what is it called, the dance that they do at the wedding, the really complicated
when people are on chairs.
Oh yeah, I don't know if there's
with the bottles.
With the glass bottles.
Glass bottles. And they were doing that too, and they're doing it, and they're kicking up the dust as they were doing it. I mean, there's something like very rooted in like the place and like I really felt in that performance in all of the performances, like the emotional connection to what they were singing, like you really that thing of like, why are they singing? Yeah. They have to. I mean, it seems like such a really easy like observation to make about a musical, but I really felt the reasons why they had to sing, and for Tevye especially, the very like spiritual reasons why he had to sing. And If I Were a Rich Man, and like that's very, very different from what they're doing in Cabaret.
That is very true. Yeah. I mean,
or like in Cabaret. Sorry, Z.
Oh, I was gonna say. I mean, the thing about everybody in Cabaret is always performing for one another. Like, even when they're not performing, everybody's always trying to be something they're not. Whether because that's what they want to be, or whether that's because they think that's what someone else wants them to be. And the tragedy, in a way, I mean, that's their tragedy, and then on the flip side, the tragedy of Fiddlers, that none of these people are allowed to be anything other than what they are.
Yeah.
You can't, even the daughters who are like, no, I'm gonna go be something else, because you know that they're never gonna, no one is ever gonna stop seeing them as what they are. Like, it's this thing that you can't escape, and like you can deal with that however you want, but there is that inescapability. Anyway, catch me get just diaspora blues, baby, let's go.
Yeah. It also struck me that they also like lose something in the process too.
Yeah.
Especially the middleest daughter, who like marries a Christian Russian.
Yeah.
And like in the process loses like everything.
Yeah. That's the we're gonna behave as if you're dead. Yeah, mandatory endogamy is a bitch. Frankly. Like, you know.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway,
go watch Fiddler on the Roof and cry about it.
Oh my god.
I keep
so
saying
good.
this is my I don't really believe in manifesting, but I'm manifesting. I want Tony Kushner and Steven Spielberg to do for Fiddler what they did for West Side Story, so that I can literally perish in a movie theater. Because how else would I want to go out?
Yeah, that's the trade-off, is I'll literally physically die.
That will be the end of my life. But what an end.
But what a way to die. Yeah.
West Side Story did really well. Who knows?
It did.
And he's like writing all of his screenplays now. Right?
Yeah.
Basically. He has,
I think so. Yeah, it really seems like it.
I think so.
West Side Story. He did The Fabelmans. He like managed to convince David Lynch to do The Fabelmans by like offering him like what, nachos or Doritos or something? I can't remember. David Lynch is a cameo in The Fabelmans apparently, and he didn't want to do it. And they're
very
like,
funny.
They're like, I'll give you like one corn chip, literally. I mean, that's like basically what they did.
Sell you to Satan for one corn chip. Oh my god.
Anyway,
Hollywood's insane, but sometimes it's fun insane.
But sometimes it's good.
I'm expanding the view a little bit, because this is not actually the double feature of Cabaret and Fiddler on the Roof episode.
No.
Also, that sounds like a really bad idea. Don't do that.
Yeah. No. Do you want to feel every single human emotion in the span of 5 hours? Boy, do we have a double feature for you.
I also just want to mention really quick that I have watched the musical number Money from Cabaret like 5 times a day in the past, like since I watched Cabaret for the first time, because I'm obsessed with them.
Fair.
Bob Fosse is an asshole again, but like, my god, could he choreograph a fucking number?
I forgot that it was a Bob Fosse until I watched the like very opening, and I was looking at the dance numbers, and I was like, now hold on, and then it said like directed by Bob Fosse, and I was like, yeah, you bet your ass it was. Hold on, I know what's happening here.
So good.
Bob Fosse, you motherfucker.
Fucking speaking of all that jazz,
I was gonna say bookending the decade with 1979's All That Jazz. Jesus, I love that movie so much.
So good. Yeah. One of my all-time favorites.
Good. Yeah. You got some other, like, I think that's that. I'm looking at this list and I'm seeing there's like...
We've got Grease. We've got The Wiz in here. I love The Wiz.
Same. The Wiz is I always forget that.
78.
Fuck me, alright. And
yeah, so same year as...
Insane.
The same year as Grease and Lily Hearts Club Band and...
I forgot they made a movie of that.
That's about it.
They did.
I think...
and then 79 has All That Jazz and Hair and the Muppet movie.
The Muppet movie's important. I feel like
Important.
You've got like two basic schools of movie musical here. One of them is we're going for like your average, like, this is a movie set in a place, kind of like, not realism exactly, but the design of the movie is these are people who live in a place and time. And then you've got whatever the fuck the Phantom of the Paradise is doing. Same, but also Jesus Christ Superstar is like that, whereas 1776 and Fiddler are very much like period pieces. Godspell is a weird fucked up hybrid. I don't know what they're doing in Godspell. I just get Prepare You the Way of the Lord stuck in my head like roughly once a month, and then I have to go watch Victor Garber at his most like angelic looking and just be like, I don't even like Godspell that much. I think it's kind of
no,
inane.
but Victor Garber.
Yeah.
But Victor Garber, voice of an angel.
We're all in agreement, I think.
Yeah, anyway. Now I have
there's
Prepare
like
You the Way of the Lord stuck in my head. I did this one to myself.
Yeah, there's like, I would, if you'll allow, there's like telling the tale of like people in a place, like a moment in time. And then there's like telling a capital S story is maybe the difference there. If I was to use an anime term, I would use slice of life.
No, that's very well, you can't really do like a concept version of 1776. You can't really set that anywhere. I mean, by that I mean in the sense of like when people do like concept Shakespeare, where it's like, let's set it in.
You set it in the 70s.
Yeah, let's make let's make yet another dipshit decision to set Romeo and Juliet in a context with a clear power dynamic, because we're dumb.
Yeah,
let's
I know,
do
every
a
fucking time.
steampunk Shakespeare, because that's never been done in the past 10
let's
years.
do. You can't. I mean, 1776 is like.
Has to be done at this time, at this place.
Although, may I say, steampunk 1776. How great would that be now?
Look, don't get me wrong. I would go for steampunk 1776. But like it's tied to a particular historical moment.
Yes.
Fiddler, you can't take Fiddler out of the shtetl.
Yeah, it has to be at that time, at that place.
Like. Unless you want to do like a framing device style thing, which those are deeply, deeply, deeply hit or miss.
Similar with Hair, I would say, is so much about Hair is specifically like takes place in that period of time. Yeah.
And whereas something
you could do a version of the Muppet movie. I'm sorry, I keep talking over you, but now I'm thinking about this. No, go ahead.
No, go nuts.
I really want to hear what you're going to say now.
You could do a version of the Muppet movie set in a different time or a different place.
You could. That is true.
I mean, yes, because they do that all the time.
The Muppet movie, Muppets are eternal.
Muppets are eternal.
Yeah.
A movie that I haven't seen but really want to is New York, New York, which is that Martin Scorsese musical with Robert De Niro and Liza Minnelli.
I always forget that exists.
I know. I really want to see it. It's like one of those ones where like it's people are like, oh, it's not one of his good ones, and then literally everybody whose opinion I trust who's seen it is like, this movie fucking slaps. You need to watch this movie. And also her version of New York, New York is the best. Like, get wrecked.
Hands down. Where's that? What's that Twitter that's just Liza Minnelli has outlived blank?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
She's outlived everyone's opinions about New York, New York.
It's very true. I simply have strong opinions about Liza Minnelli.
We talked a little bit about Rocky Horror somewhere in the last episodes because I watched it. But I mean, obviously, cultural touchstone.
Rocky Horror. Hey man, I think that's interesting that like out of I'm looking at this whole list, and in a strange way, Rocky Horror is the one with the most staying power. But I mean, obviously that's because there's been nobody else has a tradition of we have to watch this movie 50,000 times, so that we can go have an excuse to meet other gay people in public.
There isn't a movie theater in Portland that's been playing Cabaret every single night for the past, 45 years or something like that, 50 years.
Yeah. No, that is true. Audience participation Cabaret. I said it. I don't want it to happen, but I had to say it out loud.
Yeah, you can see both Helen and I go through a phase of like,
yeah, no. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying the thought came to my mind.
Phantom of the Paradise, though.
I want to do the Rocky Horror treatment to Phantom of the Paradise so bad. Man, bring back, like... Nobody does costumes like that anymore. Like, Phantom of the Paradise... I'm thinking of Phantom of the Paradise and Jesus Christ Superstar more than anything else.
Totally.
Like...
No, I haven't actually seen the film version of Jesus Christ Superstar.
I haven't ever seen it all the way through. I've seen some bits. It's weird. And yeah. I like it like that. It's very, like... I'm struggling to come up with the appropriate movement and visual art to communicate the way that these costumes are often, like, realism is not the point. It's not abstract, because it's kind of like the Impressionists, and then you get, like, the Expressionists. It's kind of like they're like Expressionist costuming, if that makes sense. You got, like, weird color blocking shit, and, like, also, like, can we please bring back putting dudes in leotards? Equal opportunity leotard shit. I don't mean like a Marvel movie. That's not what I mean. I don't want these poor bastards to have to dehydrate themselves so I can see, like, all of their oblique muscles. But, like, sometimes you just need, like, sparkly shit attached to a leotard to get your point across. I'm thinking of the guy whose character's name is just Beef.
Yeah. Phantom of the Paradise. Who's clearly supposed to be gay.
Yes, that's important.
Yeah. I cannot just figure out a way to describe this man.
No, I literally cannot either. You just have to go.
Imagine, like, a gay man in a 70s musical.
Okay.
And that's kind of...
He's like...
But dialed up to 11.
He looks like Rocky in Rocky Horror, but with, like, the personality of Frankenfurter.
Interesting.
A little bit. Maybe a little bit more butch than that, but only a little tiny bit more butch than that. Slightly more butch.
I'm gonna Google some photos for you.
Thank you. God bless the actor who plays Rocky in Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
Yeah. I honest to God, like, watching Phantom of the Paradise, I was like, the extent to which this is just, like, I can't stop thinking about how clearly this must have been an influence on Rocky Horror. I can't stop thinking about how clearly this must have been an influence on Rocky Horror. Yeah. I, like, just do weird shit. That's the thing, is I feel like so many movie musicals these days are, like, so self-conscious about being musicals.
Yeah.
That it's like, no, just do weird shit. It's fine. People are surprised. I feel like people are often much more willing to go along with your weird shit if you do it confidently than, like...
People would love it if you did weird shit.
I understand that everything is just focus grouped within an inch of its life because you've got, like, the GDP of a small nation riding on every single movie anybody ever makes. Yes, this is Beef. Exquisite. I think this is Beef mid-electrocution.
The last one I said, it might be.
Yeah, no, the last one is him actively being electrocuted.
Yeah, he's the oh my god, what's the name of the fucking gal from Phantom of the Opera?
Because this is like Minnie
Oh, he's Carlotta.
Character.
He's Carlotta.
Yeah.
He's the Carlotta of this
That's
movie.
exquisite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exquisite.
I'm obsessed with him. I'm obsessed with him.
Love this actor. I don't know who he is, but
the sheer balls to the wall charisma of this man in this movie is like this man has never even existed in the same zip code as Shame. It's glorious.
I would say that applies to a lot of the, like, everyone in this movie knows what they're doing and they are going hard.
Yeah.
And it's great.
Yeah, every single person in this movie is like picked the weirdest thing they could think of and then dialed it up until the knob broke.
Except for the gal playing, like, the love interest, but she's, like, barely in that movie.
She is barely in that movie. She's also, like, she's also a freak, she's just quieter about it.
True. The second she gets famous, she starts...
It's great.
Everyone
in this movie
what I was
is
going
a
to say
huge
was
freak.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm just reading the bio of the actor playing this, and he was in 2 episodes of Star Trek. Sorry.
Oh, really?
Of course he was.
Which
Always good
of
to
Next
see.
Gen?
He was in Deep Space Nine. He played one of the hunters of the Tosk, which is an episode I've definitely seen before, but he was heavily made up.
fascinating.
And then he was in Voyager playing a member of the Q Continuum in Death Wish, which of course he was. Look at him.
Yeah. This guy should have been a fucking movie star. If there's any justice in the world.
In Walker, which I watched recently. Who did he play in Walker? I'm trying to remember him now. Norval. Oh my god, yes, he was fantastic in that movie. I'm sorry, he played his brother. He was.
Can you please name drop this guy, because I don't know what his name is.
His name is Garrett Graham. Garrett, Gerrit. And I'm like very confident. It's because it's his eyes.
Anyway,
his very very distinctive eyes. He played the older.
he's
Oh my god! Yes,
king shit.
So
Shit. I know that this has become the Please Watch the Phantom of the Paradise episode.
This
But
has
please
become
watch
the
the Phantom
Garrett
of the
Graham
Paradise.
fanboy
Yeah, exactly.
podcast.
This is now the Garrett Graham fanboy podcast. Garrett Graham, I assume you're not listening to this, but on the off chance that you are, hell yeah.
Hi, we're obsessed with you.
Yeah.
Here's what I will say about Phantom of the Paradise, is that movie is clearly, one, drawing from a lot of places.
Yeah.
It's drawing from Phantom of the Opera, it's drawing from Faust.
Yes.
It's drawing from, like, The Picture of Dorian Gray.
Yeah, he sold a silver
pulling from a lot of places.
Exquisite.
Yes. And it is the inspiration for a lot of stuff that would come after. It is, like, Rocky Horror, 100%. It's just, like, you watch this, and it's hard to believe that this came before a bunch of that other stuff, because it feels like it's drawing from a lot of, like, pretty big name things, and it's not.
No.
It is clearly the beginning point, which is incredible.
Yeah. I love that.
It's so fun and goofy. The guy who ends up being the Phantom, essentially, gets his face stuck in a vinyl press, and that's how he gets his, like, horrible disfiguring scar that he has to wear a mask for.
I mean, we've all
and
been
that
there.
Ben told me that before I saw this movie, and I lost my shit, like, shrieking laughter. And he was like, "Okay, so you're gonna watch this with me, yeah?" And I was like, "Absolutely, 100%. I have to watch this with you."
I still don't know how they did the makeup to make the side of his face look fucked up. Because his actual eyeball looks fucked up. It's insane. The other thing about all of the 70s movie musicals is that that shit's all just, like, real old-fashioned movie magic, baby.
Practicals.
And also, I am once again setting up planting my standard that's on the hill that I'm gonna die on, that film stock looks better.
I feel like, now I haven't seen, obviously, Phantom of the Paradise, but I'm just sitting here thinking of, neither of you have seen Body Double, right? There's a certain sequence that people affectionately refer to as the Frankie Goes to Hollywood sequence in Body Double, that comes out of not nowhere, but just is suddenly such powerful, insane, coked up musical porn energy, like out of fucking, like, it's just like a 2-minute sequence that I feel like Brian De Palma was really holding on to the energy that he let loose in Phantom of the Paradise to bring that back and put it into the Frankie Goes to Hollywood
insane, coked up, horny movie musical. Yeah, no, that's the Phantom of the Paradise.
Insane, coked up shit, but like also that particular sequence. Every time I think of Body Double, I think of that scene.
Incredible. The other movie that I am like, I was doing the thing where, oh, this reminds me of this thing, but oh shit, that came later, is Brazil. Terry Gilliam's Brazil.
Which I also haven't seen.
Big time.
Yeah.
Me neither.
I have the 2-disc Criterion thing because I got it when one of the independent video rentals in Bellingham closed. And I was like, I will be buying the 2-disc Criterion edition of Brazil. Because this is the kind of person that I am. Yeah. I like weird bullshit.
Back when Terry Gilliam could make good movies, yeah.
Yeah, well, don't rub it in.
I am a direct beneficiary of what was one of his last good bad movies, before he went completely off of the, became a bitter old man about it.
Your friend and mine, Brother Scrim. Yes.
His Don Quixote movie.
Brother Scrim.
That he wanted to make.
Yeah, his literally cursed Don Quixote movie. Speaking of cursed Don Quixote movies, I think we're just all collectively paying for the sins of Man of La Mancha, which I'm sure did not benefit from the fact that I had to watch it in high school Spanish class. Don't ask me why it's not in Spanish.
I would just like to say I watched a horror movie about like an orphanage, I don't remember which one, in my high school Spanish class. So there's something about high school Spanish classes that just odd choices are made.
Isn't that a Spanish movie?
Oh, it was in Spanish, but it was terrifying.
Oh yeah, it's like a horror, yeah. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it is a full-on horror movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We watched a movie where Audrey Tautou was obsessively stalking this guy. It was pretty interesting. It's called He Loves Me, He Loves Me Not. We watched Les Choristes, as every French class in the country watches.
Yeah. Mandatory.
Mandatory, Les Choristes. What was I just thinking of? Oh, Don Quixote. Don Quixote, I think, is just not a very filmable book. I just don't think you should try to adapt Don Quixote.
The musical.
This is an adaptation
of Man of La
Mancha, which
is. I've never actually seen it on stage. Obviously, even if the rest of it's dog shit, it is worth it because The Impossible Dream is one of is just one of the all-time anthems.
Gorgeous.
Exquisite song. Anyway, just the movie sucks shit. That's it. That's the believe me, I love Peter O'Toole.
I know.
That movie sucks shit.
We have to be honest when he doesn't make a good one. Look, we both, Beckett, which is rough because Beckett is like a really delicious script.
I want Beckett to be good, and it's not.
But it's not a good movie.
I want it to be good, and it's not.
It's so gay. It's so...
That's like its only redeeming feature is that it's deeply, deeply, deeply homosexual.
Desperately, desperately homosexual, but like...
Yeah,
but like
it's just also like not very good.
It's just not a very good movie. Nothing against either of him or Richard Burton, who were both probably very, very drunk when they were making it.
Yeah, well, that couldn't have helped. Is there any other movies that I want to talk about here? I'm just looking at the list.
Can I, just to change topics here, I'm scrolling through this list again, which is the Wikipedia list of like movie musicals by decade. They've got the 71 Willy Wonka the Chocolate Factory on here.
Mm-hmm.
Am I remembering that movie wrong?
Why?
No, there's music in
I do not remember it being... Okay. I do remember it being a musical.
I think they're counting the Oompa Loompas.
Well,
yeah,
Pure
Imagination.
There's
That's the main
Charlie's mom has a number. There's I've Got a Golden Ticket. All of the Oompa Loompa songs. It's a musical, but there's. I mean, but most of the songs come before the Factory.
Yeah,
it's just the Pure Imagination is so wonderful.
I mean, look, the thing about this is that I am deeply, deeply, deeply in love with Gene Wilder, and also, like, if you could put me in the gender machine, I would send it to Gene Wilder. Anyway.
Yeah.
I am seriously considering attempting to spend a bunch of money on they had purple, like, long lapel coats at Target of all things, and I was like, this is an important point, is I have an evolving Willy Wonka costume, like, that I wear for things, like, when I need a costume for something. So anyway, I was just forgetting this movie is called Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. They know who the main
when I was a kid,
is.
I had it on VHS, and I used to skip over Charlie's mom's number because I thought it was so boring. That's what I did.
Fair.
I was literally talking about this movie with my roommate yesterday because I forget why it came up, but I was like, Amanda, which of the Willy Wonkas do you prefer? Because I realized in that moment that maybe I would have to move out. And she was like,
that's a loaded question.
Yeah, she was like, the Gene Wilder one, obviously. I don't even like the other one. And I was like, okay, excellent. We can continue to live together.
I think I saw the other one. I'm pretty sure
I did.
I blocked it out. I don't remember
it's just not
dick
as good.
About that movie.
It's an insane...
There's just nothing about it that is as good.
No.
People were really obsessed, like, certain people were, like, really into it at the time because it was, like, a quote-unquote more faithful adaptation. And then they were like, don't you know that Roald Dahl was so mad about what they changed in Willy Wonka that he, like, picked it or something? I was like, okay,
he was also a huge anti-Semite. He can suck my dick.
Yeah, it's like, I don't care what that man wants. Second of all, he needs to grow up. The only like, decision that I'm actually like, this is stupid in a Roald Dahl movie adaptation is the ending of The Witches, which is just, like, a cop-out.
Fair.
But Danny DeVito's Matilda, lovely. Willy Wonka... Is Willy Wonka less faithful than Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, starring Johnny Depp?
Do I care?
Yes, it's less faithful. Is it a better movie? Yes, it's also that.
Yes.
Tim Burton feels like on the surface like he would be really good paired with Roald Dahl, but it's almost a little bit too much. It's a little bit too macabre. You need somebody, like, you need some kind of warmth to it instead of just
that's a really good...
You need some kind of...
That's a really good point, where, like, I love Tim Burton, but sometimes his stuff is a little clinical.
Yeah.
In a weird way, and, like, I feel like that needs it needs a playfulness that's not like a creepy playfulness.
He needs warmth.
It needs a whimsy.
His best movies, which I think are Ed Wood and Big Fish, and I guess
I'd agree with that.
Are all they all work because they're more willing to be a little bit like focused on the people rather than the style.
Yeah.
To the point where I forgot he made those.
Yeah, me too. I always forget that Ed Wood is a Tim Burton flick. There's an earnest element to all of those movies that I feel like is absent in the other ones, in a way that, like, it's like when people complain about...
I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. It's like when people complain about Wes Anderson movies being, like, too mannered, and I'm like, what's wrong with you? I feel like that is actually the problem that I have with Tim Burton movies sometimes, is that they're too much Tim Burton and not enough, like, human warmth.
Yeah.
Speaking of...
Yeah, he's too committed to his style.
Yeah. Speaking of to completely derail this, but also, for some reason, just speaking of weird combos, I had just, like, the thought that crossed my brain was, what if Mel Brooks did Fiddler on the Roof? Oh my God. It's like, it would have been unhinged. And it would have been, like... It would have been irreverent I feel like it would have been irreverent almost to the point of being offensive, and all the more, like, gut-wrenching because of it. Because, like, Mel Brooks is, like, the only person I would want to joke about that shit. You know? Where it's, also that would be, like, if Mel Brooks made Fiddler on the Roof, like, no non-Jewish person would be allowed to watch that movie unless, like, accompanied by a Jew. You just would be like, no, you do not get to no. Stop.
Well, Ezra, he's still
Fair
kicking,
enough.
so you should let him know.
I know, I cannot believe that Mel Brooks, I mean, thank God, literally, I cannot believe Mel Brooks is still alive.
Yeah.
That man has seen some shit.
Affectionate.
Go watch, The Frisco Kid, if you've never seen favorite Mel Brooks movie.
I have not seen it, so
Dude,
I guess I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, Gene Wilder and, fucking young Harrison Ford go on a weirdly homoerotic road trip across the continental
I was joking, but, like, I'll see you guys later.
I'm trying to get it on DVD. It's, like, hard to find, but, like, I am obsessed with that movie. Anyway, I want to go watch Cabaret.
He didn't do
again.
any musicals during the 70s, Mel Brooks, but he did.
Weird.
Young Frankenstein does have a couple of musical numbers in it.
It does.
As does Blazing Saddles.
That is true. The musical that they made of Young Frankenstein, I think, is like, look, I think it's hilarious. Is it objectively good? I don't care. It's very funny.
It's weird for me. It's hard for me to listen to it because they do that thing where they take a lot of dialogue from the movie and kind of put
that
it
is
into
fair.
Numbers. And I've just seen the movie.
Yeah, that's fair. I've seen the
me,
movie
like,
less frequently than you have. Also, the Young Frankenstein had its, like, actual premiere at the Fifth Avenue Theater in Seattle, and I saw it before it went to Broadway. So I have, like, a weird soft spot for it.
Cool.
There's a handful of musicals that premiered in Seattle that I got to see before they went to Broadway. Hairspray is one of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And Catch Me If You Can, actually.
Oh, I forgot they made a musical of that.
They sure did. They cut one of my favorite songs when it went to Broadway, which is dumb. Anyway,
bummer.
These are musicals, but not of the 1970s.
No. Do we have any kind of
closing
final thoughts? Yeah.
Yeah, women got shafted in most of these. I feel like this is my, like, weird caveat for many, many, many things in the 70s. Yeah. Is that, like, also, not all the time, but in a lot of these movies, they're very dude-focused. Dudes forward.
Yeah, which is not, like, an atypical complaint about a lot of stuff.
No,
but
absolutely.
It's notable in the 70s, too.
It's just that I'm much more willing to put up with it when that stuff is good.
Yeah.
Two of my favorite movies feature no women in speaking roles, though, so I'm a bad feminist and have to leave. I can't help it. I love Lawrence of Arabia
Ezra canceled.
so much.
Whatever. Well,
it's also, like, in my defense, it's Lawrence of Arabia and Master and Commander, which are, like...
so, like... What's the problem?
Look, I'm gay.
I also think, like, it helps that, like, Fiddler on the Roof is so much more nuanced in that way, and like that,
yes,
obviously
absolutely.
you feel both for the daughters and you feel for Teddy, especially in that last scene with that song when they're all dancing together and they just go off their separate way. I mean, I was like sobbing for that entire thing, but I
am gonna not start singing
awful,
on Atefka on this podcast because that would be bad, but I'm gonna
and you'll make me cry. But like you understand at the same time, you know, you're not just like, ugh.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
So,
God, that Fiddler just lives inside my ribcage. It just does. It's like there's this tattoo artist in Toronto. Their name is Joey Ramona. Go check their shit out on Instagram. But they do. They're Jewish and queer, and they do tattoos of like little shtetl houses, because it's like you can't go back, but you also can't escape the imprint of that. And so this way you, like, carry it wherever you go. And I'm flying to Toronto and I'm getting one of these. And it's just, like, this thing that's, like, you just can't, I don't know, it's like even if you wanted to, you can't put it down. And Fiddler just captures that in such a specific way for me. Yeah. That there's and it's also, it's like, it's so earthy, like, literally it's very, like, there's a lot of dirt.
Yeah.
Everybody's good, you know, they're farming, they're dirt roads, dirt, dust, all of this stuff that's like this thing where it's like these people are so dependent on the land and also have no right to it. That's, again, Diaspora Blues Hour. I just wish that people would make movie musicals that weren't self-conscious about being movie musicals. You can do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go watch West Side Story again.
Yeah.
It's not that you can't do it. It's just that people don't, and that sucks.
Yeah. About having... How do I want to phrase
Quit
this?
fucking apologizing for shit being a musical. And quit fucking apologizing for shit having a heart. Like, just... Get over your fucking
general,
irony poisoning.
Not to get too much into the weeds before we need to end, but I feel like it's a general, like, a shame of genre in general. I feel like a lot of movies, no matter what their genre is now, really feel like they have to be overly reflexive. Even superhero movies, which are so popular right now, always have to be like, well, that just happened, right?
Self-conscious about it.
It's just like, we're in a superhero movie, this guy can fly, and it's like, okay, we've been through this. We don't have to do this right now, right?
There's a difference between winking and whatever you're doing, which is
there's a difference
more like a
between
cry for help.
There's a difference between what exactly. There's a difference between what Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is doing with film noir and like neo noir in general and crime and mystery movies and action movies. And then there's, you know, winking at the camera too much where you're just like so self-reflexive that you bend right back around and kiss your own ass, right? You know, there's so I think like musicals are definitely like one of the biggest like fatalities of that, because they're so dependent on not being irony poisoned in order to work. And we live in a very irony poisoned age because we are in the era of the internet.
Musicals are like those, what's the name for like a species in an ecosystem that's like the first one to go when there's a disturbance?
I don't know.
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
but I
they're like musicals are the amphibians of the movie ecosystem. They're the ones that react badly to the poison first.
Yeah, and I would say that's part of the reason I like was so frustrated by the Into the Woods movie.
Oh my god.
Right, which I didn't even really see, but like any of the bits and pieces I saw of it, I was like, you're making a musical about a fairy tale. You just gotta commit to the fact that that's what you're doing, and it's a musical about a fairy tale that makes me cry every time I listen to it.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah. And it's like the script itself, you watch the original production that's available to watch on YouTube, that like, the script itself is already very self-aware, not self-conscious, but self-aware.
No, but it's self-aware.
It's very aware of like the tropes that it's handling and what it's going, like the plates that it's balancing. You don't need to go you don't have to be like about Into the Woods, because Into the Woods is already doing that. Like, it's already
that's the whole point of Into the Woods. Like, don't quit. Yeah, quit fucking trying to outthink Sondheim. Just quit it. Quit that shit. Stop. You're not going. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I think it's very nice that my radical Jewish calendar that I get every year has Stephen Sondheim's yahrzeit on it, which I was like, I'm gonna light a yahrzeit candle for Stephen Sondheim.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm sure we talked about this after he passed. Oh, we did, because we did that whole huge episode about it.
Yeah, we did.
But, like,
cry. We need to cry about Sondheim catharsis episode.
Yeah, I still remember
70s.
like being at my dad's house when we found out. My dad and I just sitting there like in like stunned silence. Like, what do you even say?
Yeah.
This is maybe like a corny thought that I want to wrap up on.
Yeah.
But that's my job around here is the corny thoughts. That's not true. It's all of our jobs.
Yeah.
That's the podcast. But like I was saying earlier, there's this idea that like the reason that musicals work is that like everyone in this place is feeling so deeply that you have to sing. And there's this really, I forget who said it, but there's this piece that's about like, where do people go when they're feeling things so deeply, and they go to poetry, they go to art.
Yes, that's
it's like, I think
it's Ethan Hawke is the
yes
one that you're thinking of.
Yes, thank you. And I think that part of the reason that musicals work, the part of the reason we create musicals, is because like we can all relate to the like. Yeah. I am feeling something so strongly right now that I have to, even if I'm not singing.
No, but
I'm a person who sings, but not everybody is. Like, I have to.
It's gonna overflow
about
somehow. Yeah, and it's gonna overflow outside of the normal, like the normal channels of human communication cannot encompass this feeling. And if you've never felt like that ever in your life, I'm sorry, and I hope that you do someday.
Yeah. But also, I find it really hard to believe that, like...
Yeah. No, same. I hope that you feel comfortable embracing that feeling. Like, I hope that you don't feel ashamed of having feelings that big. That's what I want for you, the listener, and all of us.
Agreed. Though I imagine if you were listening to our show, you were probably
I seriously, if you're listening to our show, you might be repressed about other shit, but I seriously doubt that's what you're repressed about.
Agreed. So that was kind of my final thought about musicals and why I like them so much. Absolutely. I think I can relate to them. Yeah.
I'm gonna make Ben's day by being like, let's watch Jesus Christ Superstar, because that's his favorite musical. Okay. Anybody else? H, you got anything you want to add? Or
no, I've almost cried like 3 times during this podcast episode alone, so I think I'm good.
Fucking love you guys. Thanks for coming on this journey with me for my birthday. And
always.
Thank you to all of you listening for coming on this journey with me for my birthday, and also just because, we're friends. So
that's right. Happy birthday, Ezra.
Thanks. And thanks for hanging out with us here on Sneople at the Movies from the Infinity Break Network. Check out infinitybreak.net for more awesome content, and come hit us up on Twitter at people_snake, or shoot us an email at sneopleatthemovies@gmail.com. Our amazing music was done by Johnny Ronaldo, who you can find at Johnny Ronaldo on Twitter. Our super snazzy logo was designed by Bethany Luthold. Check her out at bethanyluthold.wixsite.com. If you've got a subject you want to hear us talk about, a movie you think we absolutely need to see, or you want to tell us about your favorite movie musical, come say hello. Also, if you can, please leave a review on iTunes and share the show with any friends who you think would enjoy it. Any way you can spread the news helps us so much, and we really appreciate it. As always, thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the movies.